Hello, I'm Andrew DiMeo, sitting here in my home office on a Sunday afternoon to Raleigh, North Carolina. This is the authentic me. I'm wearing my doing dad shit shirt, got my tattoos on, messy office, bikes hanging. I'm a little nervous, doing something totally new, completely different. I write essays. I've been writing essays on Medium for a while. And I'm going to read one of them to you right now, one that I just finished writing, and it's not published quite yet. I'll probably publish it later. So here you go. I'm going to share my screen and read this to you. I hope you enjoy it. Uh, Introducing Authenticity and Ambition, a podcast journey reading essays. Okay, so the other day I was getting a massage. There I am, completely nude, covered by a thin white sheet, and we're in deep conversation about the energy of being in nature. I believe in it, I said. It was something like this. I believe in harmony, like tuning forks. When one fork is vibrating and you bring it close to another fork, it'll start vibrating if it has the same natural frequency. I think if I were to be in the middle of a riot, I might likely pick up a brick and throw it through a window. I'd be vibrating at the same energy as the people around me. But if I spend enough time in nature and I vibrate at the frequency of her spirit, one that's calm and restorative, what would happen then if I found myself in the middle of a riot? Maybe the two or three people standing closest to me would start vibrating with me and feel a sense of ease. Maybe the two or three people standing near each of those few people would start vibrating like nature too. Perhaps it would spread and the riot would stop. Yes, 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 she said. She continued, you need to remember that one. Write it down and share it. I love your writing. What was that one where you were at the bar and returning from the bathroom? I don't remember the title, but I remember feeling like I was there when reading it. Oh, yeah, that's the one where I meet Abby. Yes, yes. You should do a podcast. I love the way your mind works, and I love hearing what you have to say. Your voice is calming. I'd love to hear your voice tell your stories. Also, it's just that I don't read often. I'd love to listen to your stories when washing the dishes. So here you go, Takia. Here's my story for you to listen to while doing chores. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but hey, you have to start somewhere. Since that massage, I've been thinking about all sorts of formats for doing a podcast. First of all, why? Why bother with a podcast? It might become a distraction. When I think about the meaningful things I've done in this life, it has been rooted in authenticity and ambition. I wanted to become a high school teacher so my students would know that anything is possible, that they don't have to live the lives scripted by parents or teachers. I was a professor at NC State for 12 years, teaching biomedical engineering senior design. I hope the alumni will tell you that the most important part of that class was finding a personal mission and the intrinsic motivation to pursue their purpose. My life is filled with examples of friends and family, some stuck in a monotonous march of working for the weekend, others breaking away from the beats of that drum to follow their dreams. And now, as I age, and I'm still pretty damn young at 52, what is defined by society as aging is not the path I choose to pursue. Children of all ages, anything is possible. I chose to include the ampersand in the title because I believe in the power of and. That's A and D. This is when things that appear to be opposed to each other can be maximized instead. Yoga is my favorite example. In a yoga pose, you can be totally engaged, teeth clenching, and then the instructor says, now smile. Releasing that tension in my mouth when taken as a compromise, will release tension everywhere else. I fall out of the pose. But with genius of the and attitude, and by the way, that phrase is stolen from Jim Collins and his book Built to Last. Anyway, with that attitude, I can maximize the physical engagement required to stay in the pose and maximize the relaxation needed to smile. Authenticity and ambition can be like that. I think a lot of people feel pressure to be less than authentic to achieve their goals. I had so many conversations with students who would confide in me something they wanted to tell their bosses at an internship. It was usually something about seeking job offers after graduating, but wanting to keep the internship as a backup plan. They were afraid of being honest with their managers for fear that it might cost them the job in hand, but they needed the letters of recommendation from them to apply for new opportunities. I believe that any decent human being with a college senior working for them would happily write a letter of recommendation. I'd say something like this: Michael, you're an exceptional worker, and I'd be delighted to have you stay here at our company after you graduate. But of course, I'd love to write you a recommendation. I want you to pursue your dreams. I mean, think about it. If the manager is pissed and fires you, then what kind of person are they? Do you want to work for that person? Not me. You have nothing to lose. Your vulnerability will expose their character. Who knows? They may like you so much they come back with an offer to stay that you can't refuse. We can be authentic and pursue our dreams without compromise. Whether teaching high schoolers or college students, mentoring medical innovators, aspiring entrepreneurs, or writing personal essays, I have one core message: be your authentic self and pursue your ambitions. Yesterday, I asked my son, what do you think? Should I do this thing? He said, how many readers do you think you can get on Medium? If you think you can reach more people with a podcast, and I think you can reach significantly more people, then do it. And those weren't his exact words. I'd say his had more color. um, my massage therapist agrees. But what's the format? Sit here and read you an essay? Ideally, I'd love a show host, someone who picks one essay a week, reads it, and then asks me about it on a show. That would be cool. I have people in mind. A favorite author here on Medium who is a voiceover actor. Man, that could be a fun collaboration and a way to make a new friend. Or one of my high school best friends who moved to Ecuador after college. Our conversations are nothing short of legendary. They were ages ago, so of course they are legendary. What a great excuse to rekindle a bond with an old friend. Have a reason to see each other again over Zoom and have some meaningful conversations that we get to share with the world. They might both be down. That's a whole thing, though. Maybe I can invite all sorts of guests. Hey, I read your essay. Hey, I read your essay, Andrew. Let's talk about that. Boom, let's go. If you want to do one, let me know. I'm serious. For now, though, I'm starting simple. Right here, right now, wearing my doing dad shit t-shirt with this essay. I hope you liked it. If you do, subscribe and share and all that stuff. Thank you for reading and listening. Health, happiness, kindness, respect for every being and all things. I'm gonna stop sharing. Stop sharing. I want to be here. Hey, thank you so much for listening, for being the first people to listen to this thing. If it's great, let me know. I'll do more. If you want to be a guest, let me know. That'd be cool. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.